Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for registering and attending this 7-day online faculty development program on outcome-based education (OBE). This is being organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell IQSC of Nirmala College, Muvattupuzha, in association with the Kerala State Higher Education Council, the KSHEC. We would like to welcome today's resource person, who will be Dr. Mendus Jacob, who is an MSc, MPhil, PhD, MIOD, and also all the FTP resource persons, managers, directors, principals, vice principals, representatives from management, HODs, IQSC coordinators, and all faculty members. About this FTP, this was a 7-day faculty development program, and today is our last day of the session, and today it ran on the same timing from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. In case you were not able to attend any of the live sessions, the recordings will be available in the LMS for the paid participants. All the participants who have paid the processing fee will receive the LMS access, the video recordings for all the days, and also a participation certificate. If any of you are yet to make the payment, please make the payment of amount rupees 300 to Nirmala College to the account details in the chat. That I will shortly put it in the chat. LMS has got hands-on activities that are to be completed along with the FTP. My name is 𝐭𝐤𝐿. I'm the Global Relations Manager with IBSR Solutions Limited, and I will be the event moderator. Now, today's topic will be best practices in implementing OBE, and it will be delivered by Dr. Mendus Jacob, who is an MSc, MPhil, PhD, MIOD. A short description about Mendus. He is the CEO of IBSR Solutions Limited and Valiant Technologies, UK, USA, and Canada. He's an academician and entrepreneur with 35 plus years of experience. He's also the professor and director for MCA program at Marine College, Kuttikalam Autonomous, and the former director of School of Applicable Mathematics, MG University. He has acted as chairman and member of many academic bodies constituted by the university. He is also a member of the academic and administrative bodies of the other autonomous colleges, engineering colleges, and business schools. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, and welcome to this last day's session. Hope I am audible. Thank you.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, today we will discuss how OBE is helpful in the accreditation process, and we will discuss some best practices or some tools. And finally, we have a feedback session, and after that, we'll have the valedictory function, a small function at the end of the session. To start with, I think some of the faculty members are just joining. I will just give you, will share you one of the images. Just 1 minute. Okay, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
You practice things or from mistakes. Okay. No, my question is, which are the learning levels associated with these three learning methods? If you learn from theory, what is the knowledge level there? If you learn from practice, what is the knowledge level? And if you learn from mistakes, what is the knowledge level? And put your answers in the chat box. For example, from theory, what will be the learning level? K2, K2, 3, 4. Okay. This is what response I have received. K1, 2. Okay. K1 for the first one, 2 for the second one. Is it like that? K1, K2, K3. Practice K2, 3, 4. K1, K2, K3, K2, 3, 4. Mistakes K5, 6. Okay. Theory K1, 2, practice K3, mistakes K4. Okay. Theory can be K1, 2. That means remember level and understand level. Practice can be application level. K3 is correct. So what about learning from mistakes? Is it analyze level or evaluate level or create level? Some of you have responded like learning from mistakes is create level. No? Yes, most of you have responded like this. Learning from mistakes is K4 or K5. Okay. Yeah, of course, it is like that. So if you learn from mistakes, you will analyze what went wrong. Maybe you will be evaluating a little bit. Then, of course, the learning from mistake may be under the category K4 and a little bit K5. Applying, okay, evaluating the impact of mistakes on their learning process. Identify areas for improvement and set goals for future learning. It's very good. Yeah. So only for a brainstorming session, it's fine. You have evaluated it correctly. Your responses are almost correct. Yeah. So when we give some exercises or when we assess the students, even during the exams or during the practical sessions, because I'm mostly concerned with the computer science students. So instead of writing a program, if you ask the student to troubleshoot a program, error in the program, more learning will happen. Okay. So in such cases, you can identify in your own areas, your own subjects. Then I'll pass on to another tool. I will just give you another tool. How many of you have used Padlet? Because when I look at your responses, the Padlet, like when you post questions based on different taxonomy levels, I've seen many anonymous names. Only those who are used, Padlet, their names are displayed there. Okay. So many of you, I think you haven't used Padlet. This is actually a good platform. It's free also. Just create an account in Padlet, and you can use it for your teaching learning purposes, even for assessment. I'll give you one example. Like when you give us assignments to the students. This is an assignment I have given to my students, just applications of OR and graph theory in computer science. So the students have to identify the applications of OR and graph theory in computer science, and they have to upload on the Padlet. Then one more condition is that copy of the content already submitted is not permitted. This is a CARS activity. That is one of the internal or continuous assessment activity in our college. So I have instructed the students to post the assignment on Padlet in 1 month. I've given 1 month time. But the same day itself, they have posted the assignments on the Padlet. You can see all of the students, they have posted the assignments on the Padlet, because I have given one condition: copy of the content already submitted is not permitted. Okay. So, but the same day by 10 p.m., all the 60 students, they have posted the assignments on the Padlet. You can see if a student posts an assignment, that will appear here. And the second student, after the first student, the second student's assignment will be coming the next to it, like that. So every student, they can see they can read the assignment already submitted by another student, so that there will be no duplication. Automatically, the duplication is ruled out. Usually what happens, when we give assignment to the students, they will copy it and they will submit it the last moment. So it is easy for us, if you use such tools, so that again, the students who were to read the assignments already posted, so that more learning will happen. Okay. When we implement outcome-based education, such tools are very much important. Especially you can use the learning management system. Already you have experienced the LMS, the strength of Moodle. We have the workshop activity and the lesson activity in the Moodle. Workshop activity means we can have the peer evaluation. So a lot of learning will happen during that process. Again, lesson activity, we can use it for assurance of learning. Without learning, the student cannot go out. Okay. So this is again another tool. It's very easy. You just go to padlet.com and you can create an account with your Gmail or your Facebook account or something like that. Okay. And it is free of cost. It is free. And there are some limitations, like if it is free, then you can create, I think, 3 or 4 Padlets. This one is a paid one, but again, the payment is very less, around 1,500 rupees in a year. So you can have unlimited number of Padlets like this. So this is the Padlet we have already posted there in the LMS, so that you have posted your questions and course outcomes. Okay. So this is about the Padlet tool. And if you have any doubts, you can contact me later. I will share my my phone number also. Then coming to the importance of OB in the accreditation process, I will share some points. Just 1 minute. Hope this screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Screen is
Okay.
visible.
Yeah, thank you. Now, I'm focusing more on the NAAC accreditation because for NBA, OB is an essential part of it. See, starting from criteria 1 for curriculum development and implementation, if you can start with the OB manual. When we implement outcome-based education, there should be a manual for the institution. In the manual, we will define our policies and all those things. And a draft of the OB manual is already posted in the learning management system, so that you can download it and you can customize it according to your requirements. Okay. So for effective curriculum planning, delivery, and evaluation through a well-defined process, that is again comes under criteria 1. And this is a mixed thing. Like we have autonomous colleges and affiliated colleges. The teachers are attending this section. So for autonomous colleges in criteria 1, it is very much useful for a curriculum development and implementation. Starting from there, then for effective curriculum planning, delivery, and evaluation, definitely all these things are covered in the outcome-based education. During the last sessions, you could understood what all things, how much important is OB in the curricular delivery and all. Then interdisciplinary, interdepartmental courses. What is the need of having interdisciplinary or interdepartmental courses? The need analysis you can do, using the analytics we receive from the OB calculations. Yesterday, I have shown how the analytics are useful. We can identify the slow learners. We can identify the advanced learners. Again, a lot of analytics are available. So based on the analytics, we can design new certificate courses or add-on courses or value-added courses. That means the need analysis comes from those data points. Okay. Even for implementing assurance of learning. Yesterday, I have shown you in some particular COs which are not up to that mark, which are not, achieved the target. In that case, we need to add more activities, and also we can add certificate courses or value-added courses the next year for the next batch based on the analytics. Then students enrolled in certificate add-on or value-added courses, that is an indirect benefit from the add-on courses. Sorry. Then for experiential learning, it's very much important when we implement OB, we should have more experiential learning. In that case, project work, field visits, clinical industry internships, research projects, industry visits, community postings, all these things are very much required. And again, yesterday we have seen when we implement OB, the end semester exam of 3 hours will not give you or will not contribute much to the attainment level calculation. So we have to introduce other areas, other assessments or activities like project work or internship, which will contribute more into the OB attainment calculation and achievement of or attainment of the outcomes. Then cross-cutting issues relevant to professional ethics, gender, human values, environment, and sustainability. You can see in most of the graduate attributes or POs, all these are mentioned there. But when we teach different courses, the component of these professional ethics or gender equity or human values may not be there. So we can have more activities, or even we can conduct events, or we can conduct workshops based on this, so that all these things can be mapped to the graduate attributes or POs, so that we can achieve the POs. Then in criteria 2, again, assessment of the learning levels of the students and organize the special programs for advanced learners and slow learners. So how you identify the slow learners and advanced learners, that is very important. So based on the identification process, we can implement various programs for the different categories. Nowadays, instead of slow learners and advanced learners, we can even mention about student diversity. So when we implement the student-centric methods like experiential learning, integrate or interdisciplinary learning, participatory learning, problem-solving methodologies, or self-directed learning, then project-based learning, all these comes under the student-centric methods. So for student diversity, if we can include more experiential learning or more student-centric methods like this, that will be helpful again for the OB calculation. And ultimately, the student will be benefiting. Like each and every student, they have their own skills, their own capabilities, and we can build on that. Student performance and learning outcomes, that is a direct question in the criteria 2. So we can calculate the attainment and we can mention it there. Then in criteria 3, workshops and seminars conducted. So what is the need of a particular workshop? Why you conduct such a workshop or such a seminar? That is very important. Again, as I mentioned earlier, to implement assurance of learning or to meet the requirements of certain course outcomes or program outcomes, we can have workshops and seminars like this. And again, what is the need of collaborative activities, or why you choose a particular industry or a particular university or a particular college for collaborating with that institution. All this, directed towards OB. And in consultancy and extension, again with extension activities, when we have extension activities, definitely the attitude of the students will change. Again, this will contribute to the graduate attributes or POs. Again, coming to the criteria 4, learning management system. When we implement ICT-enabled facilities or LMS, etc., this will definitely add value to the accreditation process. At the same time, for properly implementing OB, all these are required. Or then in criteria 5, capability enhancement and development schemes, such as soft skill development for developing the skills of the student, soft skills of the student, language and communication skill development, life skills like yoga, physical fitness, health and hygiene, ICT or computing skills, analytical skill development, or 21st century skills like I have mentioned yesterday, creative and critical thinking, problem solving. This is focused on new education policy, and they are focusing more on the 21st century skills in NEP. For developing these skills, again, this is connected with the OB, because when we implement OB, the true sense, we need to have higher order questions, or we need to develop the higher order thinking skills, as mentioned by Dr. Suresh Nambudiri and the previous sections. So again, all these skills, when we develop these skills, naturally we make every student employable. Okay, and that is the objective of implementing OB, first part. And in criteria 5, again, students benefited by training, guidance for competitive examination, career counseling, or placement or self-employment of outgoing students. Okay. Then in criteria 6, implementation of e-governance in areas of operations such as academic planning and development, student admission, support, examination, all these things, when we have this OB tool, I think most of the institutions, they may be using some kind of tool. Either some of the institutions, they are using some Excel tools, or some other institutions, they may have software or ERP and maybe a module of OB. So in that case also, it will benefit the institution. Okay. These are all indirect benefits, like faculty undergoing faculty development programs. Then OB as a best practice. So we have clearly defined learning outcomes. OB emphasizes clear and measurable learning outcomes for students. So in advance, we have to design the outcomes. Then only we will design the syllabus. Okay. Helps institutions ensure desired levels of knowledge and skills, assurance of learning, as I mentioned yesterday. Focus on student learning. OB focus on student learning rather than just teaching. So institutions can design curriculum and assessments aligned with the desired outcomes. Continuous improvement. OB encourages innovative teaching, learning, continuous assessment, and evaluation. So even, sorry. While implementing new education policy and outcome-based education, it is good that an institution have a department for education so that they can have continuous research on the teaching, learning, and assessment activities. They can identify innovative teaching, learning, and assessment activities. And for continuous improvement of these teaching, learning, assessment activities, it's good that a lot of research happens in the institute itself. So as a best practice, we advise every institution to start a department of education so that they can do research on these areas. Helps institutions identify areas for improvement in teaching methods, curriculum, and learning outcomes. Definitely, OB will act as a catalyst for a quality improvement, as mentioned by Dr. Suresh Moni in the first setting. Flexibility and adaptability. OB allows institutions to be more flexible and adaptable. So more autonomy. When if it is an autonomous college, it's good that we can give more autonomy for the faculty members, again, for identifying innovative teaching, learning, and assessments. Because whenever when we implement, innovative teaching, learning, assessments, the students will be more interested in learning activities. And curriculum and teaching methods can be customized to meet individual or group needs. Definitely better preparation for the workforce. OB helps institutions prepare students for the workforce. They can help many institutions like that. When we started implementing OB in our college, what I have seen is, even for my department, for MCA students, earlier they were learning programming and only that theory part mostly they are aware of. But recently, when we change all our activities like learning and assessment activities, we provide them with a more practical learning opportunities so that they go for coding challenges. Then we have introduced a 2-3 days section on creativity. We call it Creative Studio, so that the students stay in the campus 24 hours and they will create something new. In that way, we can develop their creativity skills. And all this can be mapped to the respective outcomes. And finally, this will contribute to the graduate attributes. Students acquire knowledge and skills that employees are looking for, contributes to economic development of the country. So these are the best practices and some additional tips. You can identify specific performance criteria for each learning outcome. For each learning outcome, we can have a specific performance criteria that will also help, again, that will give more autonomy for the faculty members. Use descriptive feedback to provide students with the specific information about their performance that we can give. Based on the data analytics, which I have shown yesterday, we can give descriptive feedback to the students. Okay. So that wherever where they want to improve, we can mention all those things there. Encourage students to reflect on their learning and use self-assessment to identify areas for improvement. Use their portfolios to document and showcase the learning and growth. That also is possible because there are many online platforms available where you can have leaderboards, or even some free platforms are there, open source platforms are there, where they can practice many things. Especially for computer science students, around 25 plus coding challenges are available. Platforms are available, starting from HackerRank. So leaderboards are available so that whenever the student get time, they can practice online. So that once they solve one problem, their rank will go up. And many companies, they are recruiting through these platforms now. So even without a degree, a student can be placed if he is performing well in these platforms. Then use standardized tests or assessments to measure quantitative metrics set benchmark scores to measure student achievement against specific standards or goals. These are some areas we can look into. Use data analysis to identify trends or patterns in student performance over time. So already I have shown yesterday. Use comparativity analysis to evaluate the effectiveness of different teaching methods or curriculum interventions. So when we input each and everything to the software or a tool, we can compare or we can evaluate how effective is different teaching methods. When we adopt different teaching methods, usually when we implement OB, every faculty will think like that. They will introduce new or teaching learning activities. In that case, we can compare the effectiveness of each methods. Okay. Use data visualization to present data in a clear and understandable way. That also you have seen yesterday. So these are some tips which is useful for accreditation purpose. As I mentioned earlier, every criteria we can mention about OB, and even in the sixth criteria as a best practice, we can mention about OB if you are implementing it the first time, or you can say as a perspective plan how you have implemented a particular activity in your institution. That also you can showcase OB as a best practice. When coming to the slide, it's easier to land a man on Mars than to change the school system. Sorry. This is a quote by Elon Musk. So this is the time we have to change, There are a lot of disruptions happening in the education system, starting from, autonomy. Earlier, all the institutions were affiliated colleges. Then many institutions became autonomous. That is again a shift. Again, implementation of OB for the last 8-9 years from 2014 onwards. OB was implemented in many institutions, and many institutions are yet to implement OB. Again, that is a paradigm shift. And coming to new education policy, lot of changes are happening. Lot of changes are happening in future. You may have only autonomous colleges or degree granting colleges. Again, another disruption happening in the education system is the academic bank of credit. So according to ABC, any student can join for a course instead of join for a program. A student can join for a course. So that is again a paradigm shift, and he can change the institutions at any time. For studying another course, he can join for another institution like that. So a lot of changes are happening in the education system. So as a faculty members, we have to adapt and adopt changes. It's very important. I'll give my phone number. Yesterday I told you this is my phone number and mail ID. If you have any questions regarding the sessions or any help required in future, can contact me. And as mentioned earlier, I will show you one more tool. Just 1 minute. Yesterday, I have shown you one tool where you can calculate the attainment of outcomes. Today, I will show you another tool. Some of you have already asked, how you can map the questions to different outcomes. Okay, if you have a good question bank in your institution, if it is an automated one, definitely for conducting your continuous assessments exams or for some standard examinations, especially for autonomous colleges, it is easy for you to generate question papers based on the Bloom's taxonomy levels and on an OB approach. So you can enter the questions to the question bank like this. This is a Excel template. It's only an example. I'll show you the top left-hand corner. You can see the course outcomes listed there. These are some example course outcomes. May not be of good quality, just for a demo purpose. I've added some course outcomes. These are some course outcomes of a particular course. It's already there. So once if you upload these course outcomes to the this Excel sheet, you can have questions. Suppose from unit 1, your syllabus may be divided into different units or subunits. Then subunit means there's a topic out of one unit. Then you can type a question like this. This is one of the tools we have developed at Marian College when we became autonomous. And we are using it for the last couple of years. And this is being used by many other institutions also, including MG University, the government university. What is GST? Suppose there is a question like this. You can have the taxonomy here. You can have the difficulty level. Okay, you can have the importance level or nature of the question. You can put theory or application or case study, something like that. If the question is expiring in the near future, you can put the expiry period. Otherwise, never expiring. Answer key also you can put if required. Otherwise, at the time of variation, you can have the answer key. A placeholder means yesterday I mentioned about having create level questions. So once a create level question is passed on to the students, it will not be a create level question in future. So placeholder means if you have a question bank with sufficient number of questions, as a best practice, you can share it to the students. So UGC as well as the accreditation agency, they will consider this as a best practice. If you have a question bank, you can share. Sharing with the students is a best practice. So when we share the question bank to the students, if you want to hide some particular questions, maybe some create level questions or some current questions on current affairs or something like that, you can put a hint like there is a question on create. There is a create level question or there is a question on current affairs here, so that the student will see only that hint. Then this question can be mapped to different course outcomes. And these are the codes of the course outcomes. It's already written there in the sheet. So suppose this question is mapped to course outcome 1 with a mapping strength 2. Okay. Like that, you can add n number of questions and you can upload it to the question bank. So this is one tool we have developed and many institutions are using it, so that at the time of generating question paper, the questions will be generated in 5 seconds, which will be mapped to different taxonomy levels and the course outcomes. Okay, so in this way, we can add the questions to the question bank, and I will show you sorry, how we can generate a question paper once the question bank is there. Good. Yeah, this is the dashboard of a controller of examinations. You can see, I'll just show you how to generate a question paper and how the question paper will look like. I'm generating a question paper of electronics subject. Before generating the question paper, we can have a blueprint like this. Okay, this blueprint shows how each question in the question paper is distributed. It's also called distribution. Like question number 1 from section A or unit 1 or a taxonomy, it belongs to which taxonomy, like that. And you can mention all these things in the distribution or in the blueprint. Suppose there are 25 questions in the question paper, then each question should be from which category. We can preset all these things, and once if all these things are over, we can generate the question paper like this. So one question paper is generated, already generated. We can generate one more. So we have generated 2 question papers here. Now we can check the question paper, the quality of that question paper. without seeing the question paper. So how many questions are there from each category? How many normal? The blue color represents the blueprint, the distribution already set by us. The yellow represents the obtained one. That means there is some difference. Here the difference is due to the less number of questions in the question bank. It's only a sample question bank, so less number of questions are there. If you have sufficient number of questions, then the question paper will be generated exactly according to the blueprint. Okay. And you can check both these question papers. The second question paper also you can check if required. And after checking it, you can select one. Suppose we are selecting the second one. Just give the code, question paper code there. So you'll get a question paper like this. Part A, Part B, or Part C. In that way, you will get a question paper. Otherwise, I can show you one more model. So this is another model. Like we will the knowledge levels and the course outcomes are displayed in the question paper in this case. So this is also possible. So according to the pattern of the question paper, it will be generated. Now, once if you automate all these things, it's easy, and we can preset the conditions. How many questions should be from the lower order taxonomy? How many questions from the higher order taxonomy, like that? And we can have a complete monitoring and control of the process. The controller or the HOD can monitor it. Each and every faculty member will be involved in framing the questions. So once if they start framing questions, the quality of teaching will also improve. And definitely they should have thorough knowledge about the Bloom's taxonomy and the OB process. Okay. These things, it's good that you can automate it. That will help you while implementing the OB, in a full scene. Okay. And there are some other reports also available. I will just show that one. So such reports are also available if you use a tool like this. The advantage is how many missing units are there. Suppose once if we develop the question bank, suppose there are 200 or 300 questions, you can see this is a report we can generate from this tool, like how many missing units are there. That means from these subunits, there are no questions in the question bank. That way we can have many other reports. And you can, in between, you can check the quality of the health of the question bank, quality of the question bank, all these things. These are possible. Okay, I'm not taking much time on this. So it's better if you implement, when we implement OB, it's better you use some ICT tools so that your workload will be reduced. And it is easy to control, monitor and control all these processes. That's also very important because, every faculty member will be involved in the OB implementation process. So we should train every faculty members, and in between, we have to identify different teaching, learning, and assessment strategies. So when we implemented it in our college, it took around 4 or 5 years to train every faculty members and implement it in a better way. So it will take time. A lot of learning and relearning should happen. Okay, so that's about these tools and some of the best practices or how OB is useful for the accreditation process. Now we will go to the feedback section. Before that, if you have any doubts, you can post it in the chat box or you can ask.
So Deepika is asking for your number once again. Please post that.
Once 𝐶O is an understanding level, the questions related to that 𝐶O should be in that level or any other levels. Yeah, there's a question, and that's an interesting question. Definitely, first of all, you should not put a 𝐶O in the understanding level. Okay, at least you start from apply level when we design 𝐶Os. And if it is already there, then there is no chance. If you have a question from apply level or analyze level, definitely you can have the full mapping strength. At least you have to start from apply level when we design 𝐶Os. Yeah, 3 by 2 into 100, of course, 150. So you have to give full weightage. Yeah. There is any specific number of program outcomes we need to have a program? I think, sir, you're asking about a program specific outcome. If it is a program specific outcome, the best practice is 2 to 4 for a program PSO. And if it is a PO, you can have 9 to 12. PO means program outcome for the entire institution. My voice is breaking. Sijan, is it breaking? Am I audible?
It was earlier, now it is okay.
Okay. Free sites which provides question bank preparation. Okay. Free sites are there, but it may be difficult for you to generate question papers based on your pattern, question paper pattern and all. Okay. Can we map course outcome to all POs? It may be difficult because we can for each course we have maybe 4 or 5 course outcomes, and the course outcomes can be mapped to maybe 3 or 4 POs. Practically, it may be difficult to map each course outcome to all the POs. What are some specific examples for activities or assignments that can be designed to target each level of Bloom's taxonomy? From the lower order thinking skills to the higher order thinking skills. That depends on the course mainly. So as I mentioned earlier, if it is in a computer science, we can have a lot of activities. Like as I mentioned, the coding challenges is one of the activities we used to give to our students. Then project work. So based on different taxonomy levels, and definitely we are focusing on the higher order, at least from apply level. So for each course, you have to identify it. If it is a commerce course, definitely you can have a lot of practical activities you can give, like you can ask the students to analyze the annual reports or balance sheets. Many things you can do. Even the budget analysis done by the MBA students, that is also a higher order taxonomy level. Especially in some activities that can be designed to keep. If 𝐶O is apply level, some topics cannot reach that level. then can we use other levels? Of course, if CO is supply level, and if you have a question, the remember level or understand level, the mapping strength will be less. That's a problem. But most of the cases, you can definitely identify apply level questions. According to you, do you find any challenges or weakness in OB? I'm always for OB. I'm positive about OB because I have experienced it during the last 4 or 5 years with how my students are performing after we implement outcome-based education. Definitely, I'm always for it. And the weakness is definitely there are weakness because, if you are not trained, if the faculty members is not aware of the OB concepts, then definitely it will be a failure. As I mentioned earlier, if you map questions to different taxonomy levels, and if you frame questions based on an apply level, and if it is not an apply level question, definitely these are the weakness of OB. Awareness is very important. What would be the structure of question paper if a question carries more than action verb in a question? It is applicable. Structure of question paper if a question carries more than one action verb. If there is more than one action verb, then the higher order will be counted. I think the question, I'm answering the question by Dr. Binu. When we conduct different activities to achieve POs 6, 7, 8, how can we map it with COs? Different activities to achieve POs. I couldn't understand the question. Mass media repository, we design most of the questions on create level. It's little challenging to include all the levels for all the courses. I think so design most of the questions are on create level. I don't think like that. So in an institution, when we conducted a workshop, they brought some questions which they mentioned all of them are create level. But at the end of the workshop, they have accepted that all the questions which they have brought are not the create level. So I don't think all the questions are create level. I think we have to discuss more about it. The CO is apply level and a question is posed in analyze level, whether the mapping strength will exceed 100 if such should not be done. That's the CO level. That's the limit of question. Yeah, if the question is higher than the CO level, definitely the the mapping strength is maximum 3 itself. But what you can do is, at least the next year, you can put the CO the higher order. Achieve POs related to ethics environment when we conduct different activities, how can we map it with the COs? So in that case, you can directly map it with the POs, or you can have a small module in a particular course which mentions about the ethical aspects of, for example, if it is a programming language, we have included ethical aspects of programming as a small, not a module, a small topic in the syllabus itself, so that from that course you can map it. For that, you may be having some activity, and you can, of course, you can evaluate it and you can map it. Otherwise, you can have an add-on course based on that. And we are saying level for PO, or is there any fixed level for each? Can we assign level for PO, or is there any fixed level for each PO? Mhm. I think just go through that video. I think on the second day, sorry, third day, that mentioned about how the PO is designed and all. So more details are available there. Evaluate the questions again after this FTP. I'm defined. I'm definite that I will be able to identify all the levels. Okay, thank you. Okay, I think the questions are over. Now we'll have a feedback section that also is important. That is for sorry. As yesterday, we have some feedback. We will collect it through Mentimeter. I will share the link. I have shared the link in the chat box. You can go to that link. You can go to that link and you can give your responses there. Otherwise, you can go to menti.com and you can use that code. The code is displayed on the top of the screen. And the third option is you can scan the QR code and you will get the link. Just enter the code, the same code which is displayed on the top of the screen. So what is your opinion about this blended model of FDP, which incorporates both interactive live sections and LMS-based tasks and assignments? There are 6 options. You can give your responses. The link is already there in the chat box. You can go to that link, open that link, and you can give your response. Or you can use menti.com. Go to menti.com and type the code which is displayed on the top of the screen, 83196994. And otherwise, you can use this QR code. You can scan the code and again type the code. "30 seconds more. Thank you for your responses. So this FDP is again another example of an OB approach or OB approach learning, teaching, learning, and assessment method. This follows an OB approach, Okay, so participants can learn at their own pace and convenience. Teaching, learning can be more effective than mere online training. So you can do it at your institutions. You can have a learning management system, a Moodle. It is free. You can customize it, and according to your requirements, you can use it. And even you can ask students to create videos. I'm asking my students to create videos on my topic, and it's already uploaded in our official YouTube channel, so that the students can learn. And I will just facilitate as a teacher, and I'm not teaching all the topics. Some of the topics already there in the LMS, so that they can go for self-learning. And one more, the same link you can use. Already responded. So how did your knowledge about OB progress through this FTP? 30 seconds more. You can finish it. Yes, thank you. It's very interesting to see your responses, like a lot of faculty members from little knowledge to expert in OB. They became experts. It's very interesting to see that. And the last one. So here I'm sharing the link. Again, you can use that link, or you can go to mendy.com and use the code displayed in the top of the screen. Otherwise, you can use the QR code. You can give your suggestions for improvement also. Like we are conducting this program every month, and our next program is at JSS University, Mysore. It's on the 2nd and 3rd of June. And June we'll have another online section like this 7-day program. Okay. We're getting a lot of calls for offline FDPs, but it's very difficult to conduct an offline FDP. We have to travel, and a lot of time we have to spend like that. And there are a lot of people behind this. I think you are getting a 24-hour support whenever you contact the persons, for LMS support and all. And Sony sir was telling like he's getting lot of calls day and night. I have, sorry. We have chosen this time 7 to 9 based on the feedback from many of the participants. Yes. Definitely, those who are new to OB, they require a lot of training. It's only a beginning. So definitely you need to attend many more training, then only you will be an expert in OB. If you could not access your LMS, please contact the numbers. There will be a solution for that. Okay. And it's one question like, what are the other FDPs we used to conduct? We have a faculty development program on data visualization, maybe in June or July, and another on cloud and DevOps. It's purely a technical thing. Data visualization, data analytics is for everybody. Like everybody wants it now. MBA or commerce people, then faculty members also they require it. So definitely we will inform you all the other FDP programs. So we definitely we will go through each and every feedback, and if there is any improvement required, we will try to improve. Thanks for all your suggestions. And we are now just winding up the sessions. I think your questions are over. So we will be having a small valedictory function. Our manager is with us. Dr. Sony 𝐶 is also with us. I think principal will also join. So thank you very much for your patience and your time. Over to Sijan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that wonderful session that you gave. And thank you, everybody, for the wonderful feedbacks that you have given to us. We will definitely keep it in consideration for our next FTPs as well. Now we are moving on to the valedictory function. We will first have the valedictory remarks that will be given by the manager of Nirmala College, Reverend Dr. Msgr Pius Malekandathil. Over to you, Reverend.
Thank you very much, dear Professor Mendus Jacob, Dr. Sunil Job, Dr. Suresh Nambudiri, Professor Kevin Thomas, our principal, Dr. 𝐂𝐸𝐵𝐦𝐻, our IQSC coordinator, esteemed 𝐁𝐞 esteemed faculty members who have been participating in this faculty development program. I joined you for the last session of your faculty development program this evening, and I happen to hear this session. I see that this session is highly productive, highly useful for the teachers who are trying to develop their own syllabus, their own curriculum, but trying to more formulate their own evaluation mechanism for assessing the students on the basis of outcome-based education system. I think that on the basis of the notes and the comments and the feedback that you have given, I see that this entire faculty development program was indeed a grand success, highly productive for you people, highly fruitful for the people who are in service. both for the teaching as well as the evaluation process. So I'd like to congratulate Dr. Mendus Jacob, Dr. Suresh Job, and Dr. Suresh Nambudiri for having taken up the class, extra time to engage the lectures, to clear the doubts, and to open the doors to the world of outcome-based environment that national education policy is envisaging. This is the third faculty development program that's being organized at the national level by IQSC Nirmala College, especially because of the initiative that Dr. 𝐭 is taking, and with the help of Higher Education Council, we made it. And I would like to congratulate Dr. 𝐭 and the Higher Education Council officials, including Professor Rajan Gurukul and others. I would also like to congratulate Professor 𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐜 Thomas, our principal, our Vice Principal Emmanuel, and Bassa Father Francis Kannadan, and all the participants as well. I see the enthusiasm with which you have been attending this session. After the new education policy being promulgated in 2020, there's a great renewed interest in learning about the possibilities of going by the standards and the yardstick put forward by new education policy and to adhere to it. I will find many teachers undergoing several types of training sessions, training programs to update their skills and the abilities to cope with the requirements being made by national education policy. Obviously, you have been looking mostly on issues related to outcome-based education. What are the measurable skills and abilities and knowledge and values that students should focus on while attending a program, while they are joining a course? This is the most important thing that you have been focusing on, and the COs and POs you have been discussing, and you have been also saying that the POs and the POs who have been the real details of this program outcomes and the program education outcomes all being very well explained in the faculty development lectures being given by Professor Mendus Jacob and Sunil and Dr. Suresh Nambudiri. Obviously, I have been a professor in JNU for the last 15 years, and we have been trying to, we all used to get different types of student groups for our class. There are very mediocre type of students that we used to get. But within a gap of 2 years, they turned out to be the best student, creamy segment of the student community of the university because of the type of learning process that we used to resort to, meaning we used to make them think in their own ways, to understand the knowledge in the way they can digest it. So there's a great amount of attempt to enhance the intellectual skills. So by familiarizing the concepts and the rules and the intellectual themes that are being given to the students, these themes and skills and the intellectual dimensions are to be internalized. They should become a part of the students. Their critical thinking is made to get augmented. Their internalization skills are being augmented, as a result of which, by the completion of their PG program or whatever the program that they used to join after 2 years, many of the ordinary students used to come out as the best students with a sharp mind, with highly critical ability, with a great amount of analytic ability. They used to come out and they used to do wonderfully well in many of the academic institutions of the country. So along with this enhancement of intellectual skills, attempts are also being made to develop the cognitive skills and cognitive strategies we used to focus on to learn about the way how to organize information, how to systematize information, how to piece together the data, the information with logic, and how to produce their own form of knowledge. That's what we used to do. I think most of you people are handling graduate students and postgraduate students. The cognitive skills are to be developed in such a way that each student should finally become a scholar, finally become a genius, finally become a stalwart in the discipline that we are all we are trying to introduce them to. So this, I mean, we should also have some sort of idea about the intended outcome. The students should themselves have their own idea about the intended outcomes, and the teachers should also have the intended idea about the, I mean, some sort of idea about the intended outcome. And the Moodle, I mean, the LMS learning management system and the computer-based possibilities that we have been discussing all this time. They have been there to facilitate the entire effort and to make things possible and to take out of the students the best, indicating the outcome, indicating the measurable and the countable and observable outcome as the goal before them. We have to work hard, and I'm quite sure that all of you are quite animated, quite enthused, and quite motivated for using outcome-based education system in the institutions that you come from. At the same time, the affective part of the entire exercise, the attitudes, the values, and the moral perceptions, they are of equal importance to the new education policy. That part is also being well highlighted by Professor Mendus 𝐁𝐞 and listened to his lecture as well. That's an important yardstick as well. So finally, what type of abilities, intellectual, cognitive, and affective abilities, skills, and values that the student should finally bring out? Finally, what is the goal towards which they should move? These are being highly emphasized and showcased by the lectures of Professor Mendus and Sunil and Suresh. I congratulate three resource persons who manage the entire faculty development program, and we look forward to the high level productivity and the high level quality and the satisfaction level that which are the watchwords in outcome-based evaluation system, outcome-based education system. So we look forward to the result, the fruit of the entire faculty development in the institutions, which actually would benefit out of this faculty development program. And I know that all the teachers have been highly motivated to establish high challenging standards of performance in the discipline and with regard to the student performance as well. So I wish that the challenges that you face are nothing when compared to the outcome-based or the goal-based project that you are envisaging for the course that you are engaged in. So I wish all the best, and we are so proud to have you people from all over the country, around 2,500, 2,050 participants benefiting out of this faculty development program. And we have got the best resource persons to handle the sessions, and we have the eminent team from Nirmala College under Professor 𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐜𝐿 Thomas and 𝐂𝐤𝐞 𝐬𝐭, and the best intellectual stalwarts of the states have been with you. Professor 𝐻𝐫𝐻𝐿 was there, and then the university is also there. Many others are there. So we are extremely glad that we could bring them together so that we may deliver the best. And we hope that you benefited the best out of it. And with these few words, I congratulate all of you, and I congratulate the participants as well. And we look forward to the harvest season in the institutions from where you are coming. With these few words, and wishing all the best, I wind up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend. Thank you, Reverend, for that words. Thank you for those wonderful words that you have given us. That's a great encouragement to our IPSR and the team, and also all the participants who are actually participating. Now we will move on to the concluding remarks. The concluding remarks will be given by the Principal of Nirmala College, Dr. Thomas King.
Most respected, our manager, Monsignor Reverend Dr. Pius Malekandathil, Dr. Mendus Jacob, Dr. 𝐭𝐲𝐿𝐭 HEIs coordinator, participants from various universities and colleges. I am very much delighted to speak a few words today as the faculty development program on OB is going to end. Nirmala College, Muvattupuzha, Kerala is always in forefront to conduct faculty development program on nationally relevant themes such as national education policy, curriculum design based on NEP, mother tongue and reimagination of the nation as a creative response to national education policy suggestion, and now a faculty development program on OBE. In fact, the faculty development program on OBE conducted just after the submission of NEP draft to Ministry of Education. It was first such program on NEP organized by an education institution in India. In fact, it was conducted on the month of August 2020. In 2020, UGC introduced a new curriculum framework as per NEP. Based on that also, we have conducted a faculty development program on NEP curriculum framework. It is mentioned that mother tongue based education should be implemented nationally. Based on that, we have organized a professional development program on mother tongue and reimagination of the nation just a few months back. All these programs we have succeeded in terms of active participation from different parts of the country, also fulfilled all expected outcomes of the program. 2 days back, UGC has published National Higher Education Qualification Framework, in which it is clearly mentioned that awarding a qualification or degree or diploma should be based on achieving learning outcomes. For example, after completing 1 year certificate program, along with you have to complete a skill development based course, then only you will be eligible for getting a certificate. In case if you are doing a diploma program, there also you have to complete a skill-based course along with that. Hence, without focusing on OBE, learning will not happen. This shows the relevance of this topic, outcome-based education. I am happy to state that the participants from all over India, including from different states and union territories, participated in the faculty development program. And more than 2,000 participants were actively attending the program. I'm sure that most of the expected outcomes of this faculty development program is fulfilled during the last 7 days. Those who could not complete the assignment, kindly complete it by 25th of this month in order to get your certificate. All of you must have experienced the efforts taken by the various resource persons during the last 7 days. Dr. Mendus Jacob was very much instrumental for coordinating the 7-day program in a well-structured way. So on behalf of all the participants, I express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Mendus Jacob, sir. Also, yesterday you had a wonderful section from Suresh Nambudiri, sir. Though he is not attending today this program, on behalf of all the participants, I express my sincere thanks to the resource person, Suresh Nambudiri, sir. Also, during these last 7 days, you have different sections. I express the sincere gratitude to all the resource persons who were delivering the program outcomes based on various talks. They must have mapping, discussed about the mapping, Bloom's taxonomy, and the course outcomes, how to can be mapped in the question paper setting. So many things they have discussed. So I express my sincere gratitude to all the resource persons. Also, I express our gratitude to Higher Education Council members, especially Dr. Rajan Gurukul and Dr. Rajan Varghese, sir, for they have joined their hands with the Nirmala College IQSC team for the conduct of this faculty development program. Thank you all for your immense support in this direction. Our manager, who has far insight to adopt new changes in higher education, which enable us to do this kind of program. I express my sincere gratitude to conduct such a program in a most dignified way. I also express my sincere gratitude and thanks to the college vice principal, our college bursar, and especially the IQSC coordinator, Dr. 𝐂𝐞 𝐬𝐭, and the entire team members for the successful conduct of this program in a most elegant way. The success of this program is in fact based on the active participants from all of you during the last 7 days. I have noticed that more than 1,000 participants were very much active in the LMS platform to do the hands-on training all these days. Thank you for your dedication and participation in these days. So once again, I congratulate the entire team members for the smooth conduct of this faculty development program. We will meet again with a new innovative program organized by Nirmala College, Muvattupuzha. Thank you all resource persons who have really contributed for the success of the program. Let us join our hands to make our students to fulfill and to achieve the 21st century education goals by introducing outcome-based education in our curriculum, in our teaching methodology. Let us turn every student who is fit for the 21st century education goals. So with this, my words, I conclude. Thank you all and wish you all the best for the coming year, academic year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas. Thank you for those wonderful words. And we would like to thank all the people who have actually taken the effort to attend these sessions and also have taken the effort and done all the activities and workshops in the LMS. And we would like to thank Nirmala College for arranging this FTP in association with 𝐿𝐴𝐶. We are very thankful that all the people were there for all the 7 days. So today is the concluding day, and please note there is a feedback form in the LMS that you need to fill up. You need to do that. that is part of one of the activities in the LMS. And you have MCQs, you have some lesson activities, and you have some workshops to do in the LMS as well. Please complete them. Your certificate should be available to you by next week, by the beginning of mid, and you have the access to the LMS till the 25th of May. So please try and complete all your activities and workshops and the feedback form before that, so that once the certificate is ready in the LMS, you can download it. Okay, we won't be sending the certificate separately in your email or anything, so please don't expect it in your emails. And if you have any problems accessing the LMS, please do contact the numbers that I've put in the chat. And I've also put the details on how to access LMS. You need to pay the processing fee of ₹300 to the account details that I've actually put in the chat. I'll put that once again so that you don't miss it. You can still make the payment and access the LMS. Okay, I've put the details in the chat. Please, if you still need to access the LMS and to work on it, or if you missed any of the sessions which were conducted on these 7 days, you will be able to access them through the LMS. Okay, so I think that's it from my side as well. I think it's time to say goodbye. We will see you all again. We will see you again possibly very soon, shortly, with another FTP. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, and have a very good night.
Mendus sir, thank you for the collaboration. It became a huge success. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. 𝐂𝐞𝐬𝐭.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Father, for your presence. Thank you.
Participants will get an e-book also, no? Sijin, we will get an e-book, no?
What's that, sir?
The participants will get an e-book, no? Which contains all the sessions and everything. You will be sending a PDF, no?
Yeah, they have all the access in the LMS.
I think the LMS it is there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mendus. Thank you, Sijin. Thank you, Sony. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Good night, Father. Good night.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. Thank you all.